style, big avenues, and Jane Jacobs probably it's good to be conservative, but nature is not conservative. Okay, nature is not, nature destroys every day, but nature progresses by locally and by thinking. It doesn't progress by having Alan Greenspan call up nature and say, we're not going to have seasons anymore, all right, to smooth out the cycle. It doesn't happen that way. It's an organic thing. But so you have to put things in a condition to organically move. And if you look at pictures, actually buildings, you see how buildings vary through time.
Yes, thank you.
Hello?
I can't see, yeah.
In terms of fragility, is it better to rent or own in the city?
I have, okay, if you, I have no idea. You're more convex if you own, you see. You're more convex, you have more upside if you own. All right, you have less downside, less left tail. I would say they're equally fragile, all right? Anything to do with the city is not very smart. Okay? I mean, New York is too big. It's efficient, okay, but New York is too big. Plus, there's too much of the wrong noise you get in New York. Plus, I mean, buying on something, when I see squares, I don't buy. You need cities built more. Walk around Rome and try to find a wall that is smooth, that doesn't have, even low-income housing in Ostia, which is low-income housing by the Romans, okay, then had ornaments, you see. So I wouldn't buy in a city that's like this. Anyway. Yes?
Hi. It seems like the second-order effects that you're talking about are really important and very hard to detect. I feel like it's a universal human thing that we just can't see it or something.
You detect it. Let me tell you, you detect it. And let me tell you one error. I'm writing, actually I wrote a book after Anti-Fragile called Silent Risk. And I'm splitting it in two books. One called The Mathematical Theory of Fragility, which is a short book, and the other, a book on risk, okay? And in that book, I have a chapter on why psychology, every time psychologists, all right, go against human nature by saying these are biases made by humans, like Ebola, all right? Psychologists were all saying that we're overreacting to Ebola. No? Why? Because psychologists focus on first-order effect, and your intuition incorporates second-order effect. If you go with your first intuition, there's something called dread risk, which overestimate large deviation, but in fact, you need it to stay alive, you see? Which is why when people catalog, when I wrote The Black Swan, people say, oh, he's making people scared of these deviations. It's very healthy to be scared of these deviations. But it's very interesting that with Ebola, both your grandmother and a good complexity scientist would have seen the same thing, because one, the grandmother detects intuitively second-order effect. The complexity scientist understands nonlinearity, but psychologists haven't yet gotten there. They need another 220 years, okay, to understand when they analyze human biases, whether their model, okay, may not be very complete, okay?
So it's the rational kind of analysis that doesn't,
No, so-called rational analysis is not rational. It's just have the wrong models. In that chapter, I show you, for example, hyperbolic discounting, why they think it's irrational. In fact, it's very rational, all right? If you just make the model a little richer, or models that have precisely second-order effect not detected by a baby model, or things like saying, you understand, you know that book Nudge? Everything, I mean, largely what they say is you should do the opposite, all right? Nudge people to do the opposite, like, because they think they have a model that you're rational not doing that, when in fact there is a meta reason. If you have a much richer, more developed, fat-tailed model, the things that fit the empirical reality a little more better, and the mathematical, okay, reality, you know, is compatible with a good mathematical structure. For example, I took a bias or people being stupid for not investing something called the equity premium bias. People were stupid. Papers came out in 2000 saying people were stupid to invest in bonds, not stocks. And then you look at their model, it uses some kind of mean variance distribution, all right? Use a different model, you think it's completely stupid to invest in stocks, all right? You see the idea? So, and the switch between these models comes through convexity. And that I explained in Silent Risk. So the book is called Silent Risk. It's available for free.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't
why,
see
because-
because of
Yeah,
light, yeah,
the
so,
light.
yeah.